Virtual Y. My name is Karen. I am subbing for Linda today, and let's just get started right away. We're going to come down to our mats right away. So have your mat with you, have your body, mind, and heart with you. Get into the space. So let's establish our strong tabletop position. So hands directly underneath elbows and shoulders, knees directly underneath hips. And let's just come into some gentle cat-cow. So dropping the belly, looking up at the sky, shoulders are back. Inhaling cow, round everything up, even squeeze your butt cheeks when you get here. Tuck the chin, and this is your cat. Toes can be tucked under. And so take this at your own slow pace. Feeling your spine moving. This is super important as we're warming up, creating this body awareness. What's going on with your body today, right? Noticing it, feeling it, going with what you've got with you today. So one breath, one motion. That's what we're looking for. A couple more times. Last time. And then just come back to your table. Just wag your tail, wag your shoulders, and just practice zipping up your core and taking a pelvic tilt. So we're not doing a full cat here. We're just taking a pelvic tilt from here. Engage all of the muscles that attach to that. So notice what's getting recruited. I was going to say harvested. I was just at the apple orchard. All those Haralson apples we got, so nice. So it's October in Minnesota. So just notice the strength of your core muscles here. Notice what is getting recruited. I can feel this all the way down to my knees. One more time, pelvic tilt, and squeeze. Nice. We're going to come into our sunbird pose, and again, we have this focus on the lower rib to the hip, that core strength. So let's just bring the right knee up high to the sky, look up at the sky, pressing equally into both hands, and then knee to elbow. And back up again, high to the sky, pointing the toes, right knee to right elbow, back again, high to the sky, squeeze when you get in, right? The squeeze is where it's at. Let's cross over to the opposite elbow and go up. Opposite elbow, and then up. One more time, opposite elbow, and then up. And now we're going to come to the outside of the right elbow. Right knee to right elbow, and send that leg up. Right knee to right elbow, squeeze. One more time. Knee to elbow, and go up. I'm going to come to my left side so you can see the left side. It's the same thing. So now we're on the other leg, and we're bringing the left knee to the left elbow, sending that leg high. Knee comes in, sunbird, high, open the throat. Knee in, high, squeeze the butt cheek, and then let's cross over to the opposite elbow. Cross over, and then up. One more time, over, and then up. And now we're going to come left knee to the outside of the left elbow and go up, outside, and up. One more time, outside, and then up. Let's widen our knees. Let's bring the big toe mounds together. Let's guide the hips to the back towards the heels. And let's come into our shell pose. In yoga, we call this Balasana, child's pose. So here in mat Pilates, we're really aware, as always, of what's happening around the middle. So think about stitching your belly button up. Think about playing around maybe a little bit with your pelvic floor. Zip up that muscle, zip up that feeling, and relax. Zip up. Relax. Our little Kegel exercises. Zip up. And then relax that. Nice. Let's come up to an easy seat, crisscrossing the legs. So we have a lot of awareness already from those few exercises we did on all fours. Let's bring the hands behind the head. You can interlace the fingers. You can bring your hands to the sides of your ears. And we're just going to go as far over to your right as possible. And then pulse. So wherever your body lands, we're going over and we're pulsing up. So opening up the obliques, stretching, flexing the spine. Let's come back to center. Let's lift up. Let's come out of the hips and go over to your left. Same thing. Find out how far over you're going to go, holding yourself up. And then we're just going to do some little pulses. You could sit on a block here. You could sit on a stack of blocks, right? If your exercises, your workout is hurting you, you're doing something not right. We don't want that. Up a little bit. Feel that stretch in the side body. Let's just extend the arms out long here. Relax the shoulders down. Lift up out of the hips. Press the knees down. Wherever your knees might be, press them down. Really activating everything at the middle. And we're just going to turn to the left side. Take that twist back to center. Turn to the right side. Feel your belly button. I mean it. Feel your belly button. Back to center and relax that down. Nice. Shoulders up, back, and down. Bringing your neck from side to side. So body awareness is such a big part of mat Pilates. Pilates in general, on the mat or on the reformer. And we want to just notice how this is happening, what's going on all around. So keeping ourselves nice and tall, planting your tail into the earth. We're going to take a fold forward, reaching the spine long, and keeping yourself stitched up. Your belly button stitched up to your spine. So be aware of what's happening there as you reach forward, lengthening through your body, tail to crown. Zip up your pelvic floor muscles here. And then walk yourself back in. Nice, nice, nice. We're going to sweep the legs forward, coming all the way down to our backs, but we're going to do that in the mat Pilates fashion. So shoulders up, back, and down. Spine is straight. Arms can come out like you're serving a tray, and we'll do that kind of hesitation thing, that pulsing thing. So create a kind of hollow middle, sucking your core tight, but not so that you can't breathe, right? That's not it. So you can go up wide. You can do littler pulses. If this hurts your low back, you're not doing it, right? If this hurts your low back, you roll yourself all the way down in a cat. Round everything and use your rounded muscles to go all the way down. Otherwise, we're going to just play around with this a little bit. So it's like Pilates sit-ups, right? And I'm going to come down. I'm going to come further down, and I'm going to roll down. Bring the knees into the chest. Release your low back. As you well know, that is part of your core. So releasing your low back. You could hold on to your thighs in the back, relax your shoulders. And let's bring the arms down to frame the body. Let's bring the legs up high to the sky. Press through the heels. And we're going to be can-can dancers here. We're going to use our core and scissor the legs. So you can flex or you can point. Try some of each. And it is all about the core that's doing the work of the legs. Right? So the slower you go, the more intense it is. Going from side up and down to other side, up and down. Keeping the feet flexed is keeping that body awareness going. Your face is soft. We're not clenching the jaw. We're really focusing on our strong core. So we can breathe deeply all the way down to the base of the torso because we're that aware. A couple more times. Last time. And then we're going to bend the knees over the hips. So knees over hips, kind of at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to turn to one side, right or left, and then straighten those legs, bend those knees, come back to center, over to the other side. So if straightening your legs doesn't feel good, don't do it. Maybe you just straighten one leg, the top one, okay? So do what works for you. We're moving from side to side. As you well know, the closer you are to the floor, the harder it is, right? So center, side, extend, center, side, extend. So your core is about your balance, right? So having a strong core, this is what enables you to turn over in bed. Yes, I have a 92-year-old mother-in-law and no core, can't turn over, can't do all this stuff, right? So we want to keep this going. We want to be as healthy as we can, mobile, flexible, strong, forever. Yes, we do. Exercising like this is anti-aging. If this matters to you, I turned 57 on Friday. It matters to me a lot. One more time. And back to center. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Let's grab onto the soles of the feet. Let's relax the shoulders. And let's just gently open up at the inner thigh, pressing the knees away from the chest. Giving your inner thighs a stretch, pressing your low back into the mat, and feeling that nice strength happening here. Let's close the legs like a book. Let's straighten the legs high to the sky. We're going to bring the arms up, so we're in kind of a human L shape, and we're going to lift up towards the feet, round the shoulders as if you were in cat, and pulse. 2, 3, down, up, 2, 3, down, up, 2, 3, down, a couple more, up, 2, 3, again, last time, nice. And let's bend those knees, let's lengthen and strengthen. Lengthen your arms out nice and tall, long, full body stretch. Stretch out your belly button here. Stretch out your toes. Flip your wrists, your ankles, and just feel lengthening. We've done so much contracting to those muscles. We need to lengthen and feel good there. And so that's what we're doing. And then we'll bring the knees in. Knees are bent. Feet are flat on the mat, and we're going to come up into our bridge. And again, noticing all the muscles that get recruited. Face is soft, pressing your palms into the mat. We'll just lift and squeeze and lower. Keeping the knees in alignment with the hips, not splaying them out. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Relax, pressing your feet into the mat, pressing your hands into the mat, and lower. Bridge pose. Lift, squeeze, and lower. One more time. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Nice. Knees into the chest. Relax the throat. Look out over your eyelashes. Stretch a little bit more the front of the spine as if you were in your cow pose. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And let's just turn to the side, guide ourselves back up to seated, and we'll lengthen through the legs. We're going to come back to all fours. So we're going all over the place today on our mat. Toes are up, heels are down. Our feet are hip-width distance apart. Let's bring the arms out into a T, and we're going to do that kind of wood chop feeling, that down and up and back, across and down and up. And when we do this in like two parts, twist and fold, right? Twist and fold, we really see what's happening here. First the twist and then the fold. Activating everything around the core. The wood chop. Long spine, tall spine, lots of length. Last time. Nice. Just wiggle your feet and just let that feel enough. We're going to come back to all fours. We're going to come into some planking here. So hands directly underneath your shoulders as usual. Toes are going to get tucked under. We're going to push up into that downward facing dog position. So shoulders are back. Heels are looking for the back of the mat. We're stitching up the belly button, right? We're lengthening through the spine, and then we'll flow to our high plank, and then we'll hold. So kneeling plank option, still just as tight around the core as if you were in high plank. And then we're going to just dip the left hip to the mat and then the right hip. So dipping is using the strength of your core. Shoulders are not moving here, it's just at the waist. So dipping side to side. Breathing through the whole thing. Last time. And then bend the knees, narrow child's pose. Guiding your hips back, releasing your low back. Getting a nice stretch. Breathing. And then coming back to your tabletop, pushing back to your dog. You can do this on your knees or you can do this on your feet. And inhaling the right leg high to the sky and kicking that knee into the elbow. Up high to the sky, kick the knee into the elbow. Up high, strong kick. Up high, strong kick. Couple more times. This is not a joke. Last time, kick and press back. 3 breaths. We're going to do the same thing as you guessed it on the other side. Inhaling left leg high, kick the knee to the elbow. Up high, kick. Several more times, kick. Tight core, kick. 2 more times, kick. Last time, kick, and back. Again, coming down to your child's pose. Lengthen through, take your breaths. The heart is racing. Breathing into it, lengthening through the spine. Again, you can zip up your pelvic floor. In and out through the nose will relax the heartbeat. And then we'll come back to the tabletop because we're coming back to the dog and we're coming to side planking. So, on your toes or on your knees. So creating that dog, creating that plank, shoulders are back, spine is long, knees are pulled up. Let's release the right arm. Let's inhale up, high to the sky, lifting up, lengthening through the core. And let's come back to center. Same thing on the other side. You're going to get the back view, lifting the left arm up, high to the sky, stitching the side body to the clouds. And back to center. And let's just go forward on the toes, come back on the heels. Forward on the toes, back on the heels. One more time, forward and back, and push back to dog. We're going to take a different position, an in-between position here. And we're just going to bend the knees and keep the butts high. So stitch up your belly button. Butts go back. And let's come to high plank. And let's go back into butts back. So it's not a down dog. It is not a child's pose. It's the pose in between. Back to high plank. And back to this in-between pose. Forward. And back. It's your core working. Forward. And back. Let's hold here. 3 breaths. How do you feel? And let's just bend the knees. Let's lengthen through the belly. Let's come all the way down. Arms out long. Legs out long. So we're kind of in what I'd like to call a ladder. We're in the same arms directly out from the shoulders, legs directly out from the hips, toes are pointed. If you pull your kneecaps up, you're activating your butt cheeks. And we're just going to do some bird dogging. So let's keep the spine in alignment. So that means you're looking down at your mat. And let's just bring the right leg up and the left arm, squeeze and pulse, 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 tight butt, pulse. And then other side, pulse, pressing your hip into the mat, feel it, lengthen and strengthen. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Let's switch back. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Switch sides. Look down at the mat. Keep your spine in alignment. And relax. Just wobble your hips from side to side. Wiggly waggly your hips. We're going to bring the arms back. So shoulders are back. Your face is soft. We're relaxed. And we're just going to press the belly into the mat and lift up. Gentle back extension. I'm pointing my toes, pulling up my kneecaps. You can squeeze your butt cheeks and just lift up. So back extension. Press your belly button into the mat. That's all you have to do. That's what's doing the work here. Okay, so if this is too much for you, keep your hands down and just press your belly button into the mat and squeeze right? We're activating the core. I have a student who's from Russia. She's a grown woman who has an elderly mom from Russia, and she tightens her core at stop signs in the car. Okay, are you with me? There's lots of ways to practice your body awareness. And let's just crisscross the hands, one hand over the other, bend the elbows, open up at your right knee, rest your left cheek on your mat, keep your left leg straight, and let's just release at the low back, which is part of your core, right, and the inner thigh. So you know very well that if somebody says, oh, you need to work on your core, that doesn't just mean your abs, right? It means your low back. And if your low back is strong, but too strong, and your front is weak, we need to create that balance. So this is called a half frog pose in yoga, and it's a really great way to release your low back, especially if you've been doing a lot of tight mat Pilates work, right? We want to find that balance between doing and relaxing. Let's switch sides. Let's straighten that right leg, open up the left hip, just bend that knee, and look in the same direction of the open hip, because we're really not trying to get a twist here. We're trying to relax the muscles that are attached to the low spine. So take your breaths, maybe count your heartbeats, maybe just notice where your belly button is, zip up your pelvic floor, all this body awareness. And then let's straighten that out. Let's bring the hands to the sides. We're going to push up into a kneeling plank. So coming to our kneeling plank, you could just bend your elbows and come up, tight core, come down and up. One more time. And then push back. Come forward if you want, push back. So this is like down dog to high plank, child's pose to kneeling plank. And then we'll sweep the knees in front. Look what we just did, look what we just did. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's just take our hands to the waist here. We want to take that body conscious, body awareness move. Let's take a nice big inhale here. Exhale all the way down, out through the mouth. And push your obliques into your palms. One more time. So feel that. Feel this nice awareness. Feel this lengthen, strengthen through the body. Let's inhale up high to the sky. Yes, yes, more yes. You are strong, you are flexible, you are balanced, you are energetic, you are enough here and now. Hands together, exhale down the middle. Hands at the heart. Just lock your thumbs to that heartbeat here. Let me remind you, in case you haven't heard lately or ever, you are always enough. You always were. You always will be. You are equal to the moment. The moment changes. Your worth does not. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today in Mat Pilates. Linda will be back next week. I hope you have a great day. My name is Karen. Maybe I'll see you in yoga on Thursdays. See you next time. Thanks.